How you guys doing? This is very important. In reference to these dirty government people that are claiming they're trying to profile somebody, or they claim that they had an arrest record on this person that they tried to confuse my identity with. These people have been burning on me and stalking me every day. And, there's people that haven't seen me in like 10 years or 5 years or somewhere in between, or 20 or 30 years. And then they came over to Indianapolis to see me in person, and they're like, oh, we know who he is. Hey, Mark, or hey, Jace, or, they mention, somebody might say something about my mother and father to somebody they're hanging out with, or somebody that was accompanying them, or, walking with them or something. And they're like, oh, yeah, we know who he is. People that haven't seen me in a long time. But these people have been burning on me every single day, confusing my identity with somebody else. I've never been arrested for nothing or anything. I've never been a criminal. The real protocol of my identity's in the media 24 hours a day. And you know that FBI warning that you see on VHS tapes or on movies where it says, do not copy this, in reference to film or media information? Are these people trying to copy my identity in the FBI or CIA? Because that warning includes them too, not to defraud my identity. But, in reference to, that's very important. That's been on there for, 30 or 40, 30-something years or whatever. Back in the 80s, they had that on there too. But, these people are trying to confuse my identity. I've never been arrested for anything, and I have Royal Diplomatic Immunity, which is documented in the Royal Protocol in the media too. And it's in all government films. It's even in military training videos, the Royal Protocol of my identity. It's pointed out in military training videos. It's pointed out in company training videos too, And it's even at IHOP too. It was in the training video at IHOP in reference to the Royal Protocol of my identity. But, in reference to the information, it's in a lot of other training videos and businesses and things like that. But, this government man that claims he thought he would damage teeth, like he thought somebody was a nobody? You thought damaging somebody's face and teeth, you thought they'd be more recognizable? Or you thought they'd be more confused with other people? I'm a historic figure. There's nobody in this country that looks exactly like me. I'm the only me in the whole country. There's nobody that looks exactly like me. It even says that in the Royal Protocol in the media. But, in reference to this government man trying to steal my identity, what information are you trying to confuse me with? California even knows you kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions back in 93 or 94, in between 93 and 94. My mother even had court cases in Indianapolis. There's DNA information back in the 80s too. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to confuse people with your orchestrated activity of trying to confuse my identity with one of your criminal agents that are trying to steal my identity. I've never been arrested. But you tried to put somebody else's criminal arrest record on me? You need to show up in court, Mr. Government Man. We need, Mr. Satellite Government Man, Satellite Controller. We need to see your profiling information. And don't forget, my phone has a GPS tracking on it, All my phones have had, my mobile phones have had GPS tracking. You know that, right? So in reference to even the one I had in California or something, it had GPS tracking. So, in reference to your government man trying to confuse my identity, my information's all listed. Who I am, who my parents are. And then you have some criminal record of somebody else. Like, my information's here on this side. Then you have somebody else's criminal record on this other side. And you're trying to swap the information. You're trying to play the switcheroo. There's people in Hollywood that have known me since I was a little boy. And Beverly Hills schools. How you guys doing? Somebody wants to say hello? Or somebody said hello? And universities that have known me. So, Mr. Government Man, who are you trying to play this trick? You're disrespecting my family history. You're disrespecting my mother and father. You're disrespecting my dentist. You're disrespecting the Teamsters. You're disrespecting the entertainment industry. You're disrespecting female relationships I've had. You're disrespecting the banking industry. You're disrespecting businesses and companies and fast food restaurants in California that know me, and fast food restaurants in other cities and states that know me. You just seem to be thinking that you thought everybody had to go along with your lies. We need to see your information of the person you tried to claim that you thought I was. We need to see that man's criminal record. We need to see that man's behavioral record. And we need to see the information of what you tried to say to me, or you tried to say about me when you've been burning me with satellites. I even got cameras inside the house, dumbass. So in reference to the information, government man, we need to see your race and identity on paper. And we need to see the profile of this other person that you tried to accuse me of being some other person that had an arrest record or a criminal record. I've never been arrested for nothing. I'm not allowed to get arrested, government man, and there's a reason why, and it tells you in the Royal Protocol. And you're violating my royal diplomatic immunity. And my royal diplomatic immunity is very important in reference to prosecuting accusators and dirty government for trying to hurt me. And don't forget, the U.S. government had to admit 100% fault in the murder of my parents, because it was their government agents that murdered my parents. And then my parents was frozen. My father was frozen. Then these government people murdered my mother, and then she was frozen. And then these government agents have tried to murder me several times. So in reference to the information, government man, we need to know what the fuck you think you're trying to do. You're very un-American. You have no legal status to be doing these types of things. Your activity of trying to confuse me with some criminal. What schools did that criminal go to? What's that criminal background of that person that you're trying to confuse my identity with? What race? What Jewish churches did they go to, or Jewish schools, or Catholic schools? I've only went to Catholic and Jewish schools my whole life. So what schools did your impersonator go to? Basic information. I went to some public schools, but they were predominantly Catholic anyways. Or certain schools was Jewish. I went to private schools growing up too. And hello Juilliard, and hello Beverly Hills Playhouse, and hello other, entertainment schooling or universities and film school. That satellite man tried to make hiccups. So in reference to the information, government man, the news networks need the profile of this person you're trying to confuse me with. I've been on TV shows and movies and music videos and Mickey Mouse Club and other types of TV shows, government man. A lot of celebrities on sitcoms know who I am. Movies, directors, writers, producers, cinematographers, production crews know who I am. And who are you, government man? And hello, Stuntmen Association and film industries and, other production acknowledgments. Hello, CNN, Court TV. So, remember this government man that keeps trying to... You think damaging a person's teeth is stealing their body parts or stealing their teeth, you thought was your way of marking and downgrading that person's identity? Mutilating and damaging a person's history? Now let's see what damaged teeth a person thinks what damaged teeth are. So we need somebody to do a video of what damaged teeth of a person, what people think about that. You think they're a criminal. You think they're a junkie. You think they're a drug addict. What is it? When you're damaging a person's teeth, what are you trying to say? You think you're healthier than me, government man? You think you're a better athlete than me, government man? You damaged my teeth. I've had the same dentist for over 45 years, and he's a Hollywood celebrity dentist in certain acknowledgments. What's your answer to the question, government man? You think people don't know who I am? You think churches and schools don't know who? You claim they don't know who I am? You don't think the Vatican knows who I am? In Rome? You don't think the church in England or France or other places know who I am, government man? Who do you think you are, government man? We need to see the profile of this person that you're trying to confuse me with. And we need to see their background information, what schools and what their education is and where they were born at. Because they weren't born where I was born, government man. I was born on my mother and father's property. Basic information of things. So where was this impersonator that you're trying to confuse my identity with? Where was this person born at? What's the name of that person's real parents? Where does that person lived at? Does that person have any brothers and sisters? Because I really don't have any brothers and sisters in real life. The Royal Protocol even tells you that. But I'm an only child.